Hi, Carl Ford here from M2M Evolution in Santa Clara at Sprint's Open Solutions Conference. That part we're good with right now. So now let's go to the next stage. So I'm here with Russell Mosburg, who is Director of M2M Emerging Solutions Group. And we've been having a great conversation, which is why I'm having so much fun talking to him already, because we've been talking about kind of what's been going on at the conference and some of the interesting aspects about this. So one of the big things that you and I talked about was the outside public, the consumer saying, well, where's M2M? And people don't quite get the fact that, first of all, it probably is with them already, and then secondly, what all the different aspects of M2M is. So why don't you speak to that?
Yeah, you bet, Carl. I mean, M2M is like air or electricity. It's just here, right? We're breathing it, we're walking around, so if I've gone to an ATM and I've swiped it, or I've maybe run a red light and I get my picture taken, my car's picture, rented a video, a DVD on one of those popular color boxes, that's M2M. I think the interesting thing is it's not like the Sprint iPhone that's getting advertised. It's not publicly out there, right? But it will be as more and more things get commercialized, like a connected car, or you've seen a lady in white kind of obnoxious talking about this usage-based insurance, plug it in your car and go. So as more and more things like that get commercialized and the public says, oh, that's connected or that's M2M, I think that question won't be asked as much. But the other thing that's going on, folks like you, M2M Evolution, out there talking about it, getting a vibe going, showing, blogging, eventing, it really, really helps. So as I came out of the session today, probably 80% of the people in there had raised their hand that they knew about M2M and that they were actually looking at M2M applications and solutions. 2 years ago, 1 or 2 hands would have gone up. So I think the work that you guys are doing with M2M Evolution helps build that foundation because you're creating that vibe or that voice or that noise, and it's showing up more places. Right? We use you guys a lot because anytime you go on any technical site, there you are, very beautiful, talking about Sprint, so it works really well.
Okay, well, thank you for that endorsement, but let's get back to endorsing you guys, and the thing I want to say is that this has been a very good show. What's been fascinating to me is you've kind of blended everybody here. You got the network part of the company, you got the device people. Earlier we took some pictures of HTC's tablet and phones being used with kind of a, I don't know what to call those, game balls, but you can roll them around remotely and manage them all that kind of way. And what I see is that, you've really got a great ecosystem here for synergy. And the things that we believe in very much is it's all about building the community up. And once you do that, you get a very fertile environment. And just being out here in California, you got that going on. So you want to talk about some of the more interesting aspects of working in California and managing these folks? What do you hear from them?
Yeah, you bet. The great thing about Sprint is our open philosophy. And it just doesn't have to be about the network. You want to put something on the network, pass the certification, come on, put it on. But it's really about how we go about the conversation. What do you want to do? Who from our ecosystem, our partners, can you use? And then you look at what's happening with all the devices. And that's why we have network here, and we have device makers here, and application people here, because it really does take that ecosystem village, if you will, right? So for us, it's about getting all the right people together to bring great solutions to market, like a connected ambulance, right? So Sprint is the access and transport secure, but we're not the ambulance. We're not the wireless modem inside. We're not the data analyzer that streams back to the hospital to talk to the doctor. So when you roll in, not feeling very well, they're ready to help you. We're not all that, but we make all that possible. And so that's why we bring the ecosystem together, is because that's really what the consumer sees. Right? The consumer sees that end product delivering and may not even know that it's running on Sprint. We hope that they appreciate the benefit and the value of the Sprint network and the devices from their personal consumer. And we hope if they're business owners or entrepreneurs or innovators, they're using the Sprint network and the ecosystem for that. But a lot of times that end delivery has nothing to do with Sprint because we're so good about running the data traffic, running the voice traffic.
I think that's well stated. The funny thing about M2M is we're kind of going through a lot of phases with it. We went through that phase where the sensors were hardwired to devices. I was talking to one of your partners who's been in the business before the internet was commercial. right? And back then you had to connect up to the PC on a ribbon cable, and then you had a dial-up modem that you connected out to connect up to anything that was back end from that, right? That's how complex that system was, right? And then the innovation was getting to the point where you had it going to a pager, right? And all through the time now, we keep seeing the innovation kind of take advantage of the processing in various stages. And one of the things going on right now is there's big platform activities going on where people are getting to the point where, it's probably going to take far less time to configure these things and figure them out than ever before. And that's the beauty of your MCC there, the collaboration center, where people can bring in various strategies and kind of get a feel for it. So, I guess the point I'm trying to make to you is, when you look at what's been going on, do you sit there and see kind of things bubbling up more now? Like how much more traffic do you have in terms of just talking to people who are interested? Is it?
You bet. You bet. I think the interesting thing going on is the depth of discussion and the number of discussions. Because what's happening is that ecosystem is weaving together. So whether it's somebody like a plug and play out there, a VC that's trying to incubate, whether it's one of our design shops like a Spectrum that really understands all about RF design and how you make something talk, or whether it's about one of our great partners like Fusion or Sierra, that is that little the radio, if you will, right? That's the heartbeat of M2M, right? Or whether it's somebody like Platform, like an Ericsson, right? It's all these things coming together now where that customer, you, Carl, don't have to go out and shop 5 different things. You can come to one place, whether it's the collaboration center or one of our business development folks at Sprint, and say, here's my crazy idea, here's my duct tape thing, here's my ready to deploy, all I need is the connectivity, right? So that's what's happened to the market, is the sophistication of that ecosystem coming together makes it a plug and play, if you will, makes it a snap-on type environment.
Cool. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.